Hello, welcome to Let's Get Down to Business with the Prince Rupert and District Chamber of Commerce. We are here to give a voice to our local business owners, entrepreneurs, and community leaders to strengthen and support our local business community and to share the wisdom and experience of longtime business leaders and the fresh ideas and experiences of new entrepreneurs. So let's get down to business.
Hi, my name is Daphne Thompson, and I am here with Let's Get Down to Business. And today, I have the most pleasure to chat with Sharmonie Pedersen from Sharms Cookies, a Rupertite through and through. Sharmonie, welcome to Let's Get Down to Business.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So what we're going to chat about today is I want to know a little bit more about you and your business, and I have had the pleasure of tasting some of Sharms Cookies and Sharms Baking, and it is absolutely divine, and I'm sure that is the reason of the extra pounds on me, but it is absolutely divine. So how did you start this business? Where did it come from?
So I go to boarding school Shawnigan Lake. It's on Vancouver Island, and there we had to do a little project, and so for my project I decided to start like a kind of a cookie business, and then with those funds and the profit I would donate it to an organization. So that was kind of like my project, and that's where my business just started. And I decided like after donating the money I would continue with my business because I liked it so much.
That's awesome. So I saw on the newspaper that you your first or some of the profits that you've made was already donated to the Ukrainian refugee support group.
Yeah. So I made a total of around $600, and so the school helped me to donate it through finances, and it just worked out. That's
amazing. So how old are you now?
I am 16 years old.
So you're 16, you have your own business in Prince Rupert. You're doing it for an amazing cause. And so how did it start? Like what are the things that you bake?
So I never really liked baking growing up. It was just starting quarantine, so 2020, where I got so bored. I was like, okay, let's do some baking. So I decided I wanted to get good at baking, so I started baking a lot, and I found out that I actually loved it. And I considered selling cakes and cupcakes, but I just found it really hard. And with cookies, it's very convenient. They're easy to make, and they're easy to package and give out to people, and easy to share. So that's why I landed on cookies instead of like Sharms baked goods. I just landed on cookies instead.
That's pretty cool. So this is another business that came out of a very distressed time of COVID, and you made something amazing come out of it. Another home-based business that you're serving the community. You are literally making a difference in people's lives and donating and helping support that. And so cookies you said is very convenient. You're currently specializing in mostly only doing cookies, right?
Yeah.
So what type of cookies do you have?
I have all types of cookies. I'll tell you the most popular ones were definitely like regular chocolate chip, double chocolate chip, and then I have this popular one. It's half and half of those two, so I call it half and half or chocolate swirl. Birthday cake's another really popular one. M&M's very popular as well, and then along with that, Oreo or cookies and cream is pretty popular as well.
Wow. So how do you come up with new ideas to make new recipes or to serve the community in different goods?
Yeah, well, I don't want to be boring, so I like during the school year, maybe around December, I really experimented. So I bought a lot of things and experimented with everything, and I sold them and saw which ones were the most popular, and it actually really did help. Like I tried one, I thought it would be good. It was Cinnamon Toast Crunch flavored, so I put Cinnamon Toast Crunch into a Snickerdoodle cookie, but not a lot of people really liked it, so I just kind of used like people's opinions to decide which ones were the best.
I love what you just said there. So what I'm hearing you did was you tried out, you tested different things, you basically surveyed different people's opinions. You did some market research on knowing what would go where, what the demand is that people might need, and then you adjusted accordingly.
Yeah.
So what are currently some of your best sellers?
Definitely birthday cake, and then the half and half one I talked about. And then people actually really just like classic chocolate chip. Those are the three.
Well, I tried your oatmeal, your was it ginger crunch, ginger snaps, and the red velvet. And oh my goodness, the red velvet and the oatmeal is my absolute favorite.
Really?
They were delicious. Absolute. I recommend. Please get on Sharms Cookies on Facebook and on Instagram, right? They are phenomenal, and it's home baked. It tastes almost like your grandma made it. It's just a beautiful entrepreneurial 16-year-old Sharmonie that baked them. So, where do you want to take your business?
I'm not too sure yet. Like I didn't expect to bring it out of school because it was just a school project to begin with. But my parents were like, "Oh, you should continue it here. Like some of my friends want to buy." So I was like, "Great, sure. I would love to." And so, yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of still like in the making. It's still growing.
For sure.
If money wasn't an issue, if time wasn't an issue, if age wasn't an issue, what would you do with your business?
I think I might expand to a bakery, honestly, because as much as I love baking everything, again, I just can't do it. And cookies are like the easiest way to deal with that. So I would love to expand to a full bakery and maybe have people working with me, but it's very far in the future.
But still specializing in cookies.
Yeah, I think maybe like a cookie of the week or something would be cool to keep the cookie aspect of it.
I also love what you're saying because you've now identified what are the best sellers. You've identified what are the thing that you can specialize in and what you can really hone into, kind of like if you make a certain amount, you know how many people will buy it, know how hot the oven should be when you make these type of things, you know exactly what the ingredients are, so you've created a system for your production line, even though it is still a home, but you've created a system and now you know what to charge. So what were some of the challenges that you might have faced so far?
I guess coming up with the flavors was hard because I bought so many ingredients and a few of them went to waste, or I tried to use them up but I had to throw some out. And just time, because it's just me doing it and I love doing it, but it's hard to bake like 100 cookies all on your own, especially because I'm in school and I have schoolwork to do. So the workload and the amount of time I had was pretty hard and challenging.
Well, that's a very valid thing. I mean, a lot of our businesses and a lot of the entrepreneurs that are starting out still have a full-time job too. Yeah. So it's kind of similar. You still have full-time school and full-time job, but you are able to get this process going. And so we've spoken about like you want to have your bakery one day. What is one thing, because I know that you've got a heart for people as well and helping people.
Yeah.
So what would be ultimately, like if you can bring Sharms Cookies to a multi-million-dollar enterprise, what would be the social aspect of that you would want to establish through Sharms Cookie?
Yeah, if it was that big, I don't know if it will be but it would be great if my cookies could remind people, like you said, of if their grandma bakes cookies, like it just reminds you of home. It brings you comfort. That's really what I want, is to bring joy to people. That's my biggest goal. If someone's having a rough day and they eat a cookie, they'll feel better. So that's my ultimate goal.
That's awesome. I love that. So if you just want to have a better day, you know where Sharms Cookies is. So how can people get hold of you?
I just started my Facebook account, Sharms Cookies, and also Instagram. So social media is mostly how you can reach me. I'm a teenager, so I do love my phone and stuff like that. So it's gonna be easy to reach me. I'm always on my phone. Yeah.
That's awesome. So on your phone, DM, text message,
Facebook Messenger.
That's the way to go. Luckily, we are a Facebook community.
Yeah.
So I know people know how Facebook works.
I barely know. I just got it, so I'm still figuring out. But I can manage it.
But I love this. I love this that we are in such a diverse community that the new generation, which you are spearheading and you are an inspiration to quite a few other people out there who're still learning how Facebook works.
Yeah.
But that's like, I just love this education and even like generational, because it's not a gap now. It's a transition. How you get into that, it's just awesome. So all right, so we've got know where you come from.
Yeah.
Well, how did you get to Prince Rupert?
Like how did I get to living here?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was born in Japan, Tokyo, Japan, and I lived there till I was about 8 years old. And my parents moved here, so I came with them, obviously. And then there you go. That's why I live here.
And what is the one thing that you really love most about Prince Rupert and their community?
The community, like how close everyone is. It makes it a lot easier. Like my mom, she reposted my cookie post, and then all her friends were like, ooh, like, I want some. So it was my mom's friends who gave me the company. So
Now, you know that majority of the greatest businesses start that way. It's always friends and family that support you first. They're usually the ones that's the most honest as well. They say they like or they don't like something.
Yeah.
You get the truth out of that, and it's usually like, then it grows. It's like natural word of mouth. And then when you add social media, which is technically marketing, and you add different kind of systems and processes to it, that's how a business grows, right? Yeah. So what is one thing that you would want to leave young entrepreneurs, specifically like the next generation, with, to get down to business with?
Well, like you just said, start small for sure. Like, don't expect to get to the top right away. I'm not at the top. I'm still closer to the bottom. But like, definitely start small and have faith, and just work your way up. My dad always says, "How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time." Yeah, that's his favorite saying, and I agree with that. Like, one tiny step at a time.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Sharms. It was an amazing time to have you here. And guys, go out on Facebook, go out on Instagram, get to Sharms Cookies and taste this wonderfully homemade cookies from a home-based Rupertite entrepreneurial leader that is the next generation. Let's get all together and just support her. Thank you so much, Sharms.
Thank you.
This is Daphne Thompson, and this is Let's Get Down to Business. I look forward to chatting to you soon again.
Thank you for listening to the Let's Get Down to Business with the Prince Rupert and District Chamber of Commerce. If you would like to be featured as a guest on a future episode, please email us at rupertchamber@gmail.com or direct message us on Facebook or Instagram at Prince Rupert Chamber.